Chapter 32, in which it described the gallant deeds of Tu Shaoqing and the last words of Mr. Lau. After the party broke up, Mr. Wei slept until late the next morning. Then Tu Shaoqing said that he must be leaving. "I mean to call on your uncle and cousins," he said. "I enjoyed myself enormously at the feast you so kindly prepared yesterday. I don't suppose I shall have a good time anywhere else. Well, I must be going. I haven't even returned your friend Siang's call, but please give him my best regards." Shaoqing kept him for another day. The day after that he hired his chair-bearers. They took a jade cup and 2 costumes which belonged to the prefect of Kangchao to Mr. Wei's room. "You are the only sworn brother my father had, uncle," he said. "I hope you will often come to see me, and I shall visit you more often to inquire after your health. I want you to take this jade cup to drink from, and please accept these 2 costumes which belonged to my father, for when you wear them I shall feel I am seeing him again." Mr. Wei accepted these gifts with pleasure. Pouting Hisi joined them over another pot of wine, after which rice was served. Then Tu and Ting Hisi saw Mr. Wei out of the city and bowed before his seat and chair as he left. Upon their return, Tu went to Mr. Lau's room to see how he was doing. The old man affirmed that he was better and that he would send his grandson home, keeping his son only to tend him. Tu Shaoqing agreed to this. Then, remembering that he had no money, he sent for Whiskers Wang. "I want you to sell my land within the dike to that man," he told him. "That fellow wants to get it cheap," objected Whiskers Wang. "You asked for 1,500 taels, sir, but he's offered 1,300 only, so I don't dare make a deal with him. 1,300 will do. I just wanted to be clear on that before leaving, sir. Otherwise you might abuse me for selling it too cheaply." "Who's going to abuse you? Hurry up and sell it. I need money right away. There's another thing I want to say, sir. When you've got the silver, I hope you put it to good use. It's a pity to sell your property. If you're only going to give hundreds and thousands of taels away for no reason." "Have you seen me give silver away for no reason? You want to get something out of me, I know, but you can stow all that hypocritical talk. Be off with you now." "I was only making a suggestion," said Whiskers Wang. Upon leaving the room, the steward whispered to Ting Hisi, "Good. There's hope for you. I'm going to the dike now to sell some land, and when I come back, I'll think up a plan for you." Whiskers Wang returned several days later, having sold the land for 1,000 and several hundred taels, which he brought home in a small bag. "This is only 95% pure silver, sir," he reported to his master. It was weighed by the market balance, which gave 13.5 cents less to the tael than the official balance, and he deducted 23 taels 40 cents for the middleman there, while the witnesses to the contract took another 20 to 30 taels. We had to foot both those bills. "Here is the silver, sir. Let me fetch the scales so you can weigh it up." "Who's got the patience to listen to your fiddling accounts? Since the silver's here, why weigh it? Take it inside and have done with it." "I simply wanted to make it clear," said the steward. Now that Tu Shaoqing had his silver, he called Mr. Lau's grandson to the library. "Are you leaving tomorrow?" he asked. "Yes, sir. Grandfather told me so. Grandfather told me to go. I have 100 taels of silver here for you, but you mustn't let your grandfather know about it. You have a widowed mother to keep, so take this silver home and set up in some small business which can support you both. If your grandfather recovers and your second uncle is able to leave, I shall give him 100 taels only." Delighted, Mr. Lau's grandson took the silver and concealed it on his person. Then, thanking the young master, the next day when he took his leave, Mr. Lau would not let him be given more than 30 cents of silver for the road. When Tu Shaoqing returned from seeing him off, he found a countryman standing in the hall who knelt down and kowtowed as soon as he saw the young master. "Aren't you Huang Ta, who looks after our ancestral temple?" said Tu. "What are you doing here?" "I used to live in a cottage by the ancestral temple which your father brought me," replied Huang Ta. "After all these years, the place needed repairing, and I made bold to take some dead trees from your graveyard to replace the beams and pillars. But some gentlemen of your family found out and said I'd stolen the trees. They thrashed me within an inch of my life and sent a dozen stewards to my cottage to take back the trees, who pulled down even those parts which were all right before. Now I've nowhere to live, so I've come to beg you to speak to your clan, sir, and ask them to give me a little money for repairs from the communal fund so that I can go on living there." "My clan," exclaimed Tu. "There's no use speaking to them. If my father brought you the cottage, it's obviously up to me to repair it. Since it's in ruins, how much will you need to build a new one? A new one would cost 100 taels. If I make do by repairing it, 40 to 50 taels should be enough. Very well, said Tu. I am short of money at the moment, so just take 50 taels. When that's spent, you can come back. He fetched 50 taels for Huang Ta, who took the silver and left. Then the gatekeeper came in with 2 cards. The third Mr. Seong invites you to a feast tomorrow, sir, he announced. This other card is to ask Mr. Pow to go along too. Tell the messenger to give my compliments to the third master, said Tu. I will certainly go. The next day he went with Pao Ting Hisi to Siang's house. Siang Lao Chai had prepared a good meal, and he invited Tu very respectfully to be seated and poured him wine, after which they chatted at random. Towards the end of the meal, Siang filled a cup with wine, raised it high in both hands, and walked around the table to bow and present the cup to Tu. Then he knelt down. Brother, he said, I have a favor to ask. With a start, Tu hastily set the wine on the table and knelt down to take Siang's arm. Are you out of your mind, third brother? He demanded. What do you mean by this? I won't get up till you've drunk that cup and promised to help me. I don't know what you're talking about. Get up and tell me. Ting Hisi also tried to raise Siang to his feet. Will you promise? Said Siang. Of course, replied Tu. Then drink this cup of wine. I will drink it in a minute. I'm waiting for you to drain it. Only then did Siang stand up and resume his seat. Go ahead with whatever you have to say, prompted Tu. The examiner is at Lu Chao now, and it will be our turn next. The other day I tried to buy a licentiate's degree from someone and paid the examiner's agent 300 taels of silver. But later he told me, our superiors are very strict, and I dare not sell this degree. Let me sell you a salaried scholar's rank instead, since you have already passed the preliminary test. So I gave him my own name, and that is how I became a salaried scholar this year. But now the man who wanted to buy the licentiate's degree is demanding his money back, and if I don't return him 300 taels, the whole business will be made public. This is a matter of life and death. You must help me, brother. If you will lend me 300 taels of the money you got from your land to settle this business, I'll pay you back gradually. You promised just now to help. Pah! Exclaimed Tu. I thought you were in real trouble when it was nothing but all this time. You didn't have to put on such an act, kowtowing and pleading, for such a trifle. I'll give you the silver tomorrow. Well said, cried Ting Hisi, clapping his hands. Let's have large cups to drink to. At once large cups were brought, and they drank until Tu was tipsy. Tell me, third brother, he said, what made you so set on this salaried scholar's rank? You wouldn't understand, retorted Siang. A salaried scholar has a better chance of passing the next examination, and once you pass that, you'll become an official. Even if you don't pass, after a few dozen years, you become a senior licentiate. And when you've taken the palace examination, you'll be appointed a magistrate or a judge. Then I shall wear boots with knotted soles, hold court, pass sentence, and have people beaten. And if gentlemen like you come to raise the wind, I'll have you locked up and fed on bean curd for a month, till you choke to death. You ruffian, cried Tu with a laugh. You are utterly contemptible. What a joke, chuckled Ting Hisi. You 2 gentlemen should each drain a cup after that. Later that evening they parted. The next morning Tu told Whiskers Wang to take a casket of silver over, and the steward received another 6 taels as his tip. On his way back he stopped at the fish shop for a bowl of noodles, and found Chang Chun Min there. Come over here, Mr. Whiskers, and sit with me, called the doctor. Whiskers Wang went over to his table, and when the noodles were brought, started eating. I want you to do something for me, said Chang. What is it? Do you want a present because you've cured old Lu? No. Old Lu's disease is incurable. How much longer has he got? Not more than 100 days, probably. But you needn't tell him that. I want you to do something for me. Go on. The examiner will soon be here, and my son wants to take the examination. But I'm afraid the college authorities will say I'm an outsider. I'd like your young master to speak to them. That's no use, Whiskers Wang made a sign of dissent. Our young master has never had anything to do with that lot. And he doesn't like to hear of people sitting for the examinations. If you ask him, he'll advise you not to enter the boy. What's to be done then? There is a way. I'll tell Mr. Tu your son isn't allowed to sit. But the examination school in Fengyang was built by our young master's father, and if Mr. Tu wants to send in a candidate, who's to stop him? That'll goad him into doing something for you. He'll be willing to even spend money. Handle it as you think best, Whiskers. If you pull it off, I'll not fail to thank you." "As if I wanted thanks from you. Your son is my nephew. I'll be quite satisfied if he could towse a few times to his old uncle when he's entered the college and wearing a brand new square cap and blue gown." This said, Chang Chun-min paid for the noodles and they left. Whiskers Wang went home and asked the servants, "Where is the young master?" In the library was the answer. He went straight to the library, where he found Tu Xiaoqing. "I delivered the silver to the third Mr. Siang," announced the steward. "He is very grateful to you, sir. He says you've saved him from some serious trouble and made it possible for him to become an official. Nobody else would be willing to do such a thing." "A mere trifle," said Tu. "Why come here and gabble about it?" "I've nothing else to report, sir," said the steward. "You've paid for Mr. Siang's degree and built a cottage for the caretaker of the ancestral temple. Very soon now, the examinations are going to be held, and they'll be asking you to repair the examination school. Your father spent thousands of taels building that school, but other people have had all the advantage of it. If you were to send a candidate, who would dare oppose him? Candidates can enter themselves. Why should I send one? If I had a son and you sent him in, would they dare say anything? Of course not. Those college scholars are no better than slaves themselves. The son of Dr. Chang at the back gate has been studying. Why don't you tell him to sit for the examination? Does he want to? His father is an outsider. He dares not enter. Tell him to enter. If any scholar says anything, tell the fellow I sent him." "Very good, sir." With this, Whiskers Wang left. Mr. Lau's illness was taking a turn for the worst, and Tu Xiaoqing, who had invited a second physician to attend to him, stayed at home in low spirits. One day Siang called. "Have you heard the news?" he asked, without waiting to sit down. "Magistrate Wang is in trouble. Yesterday evening, they took away his seal, and his successor is pressing him to move out of the Yamen. But because everyone says he is a corrupt official, no one will put him up. He's at his wit's end." "What is he doing?" He just stayed in the Yamen last night. But if he doesn't move out tomorrow, he'll be in for a big loss of face. He just stayed in the Yamen last night. But if he doesn't move out tomorrow, he'll be in for a big loss of face. Who's going to lend him rooms, though? He'll have to move into the old men's home. Really? Tu ordered the servant to fetch Whiskers Wang. I want you to go at once to the Yamen," he said, "and ask the attendants to inform Magistrate Wang that if he has nowhere to stay, he is welcome to come here. He needs rooms badly. Hurry up." The steward hastened off. "You refused to meet him before," said Siang. "What makes you offer him accommodation today? Just think, you may find yourself involved in this trouble, and if there's a riot, the mob may destroy your garden." "Everybody knows the good my father did for this district," replied Tu. "Even if I hid bandits here, no one would break into my house. Don't worry about that, brother. As for this Mr. Wang, it's lucky for him he knew enough to respect me. To have called on him the other day would have been making up to the local magistrate. But now that he's been removed from office and has nowhere to stay, it's my duty to help him. When he receives my message, he's sure to come. Wait till he arrives and you can talk to him." Just then, the gatekeeper came in to announce, "Dr. Chang is here." Chang Chun-min walked in, knelt down and kowtowed. "What is it this time?" asked Tu. "It's about this business of my son taking the examination, sir. I'm extremely grateful to you. I have already promised to help. When the scholars knew that it was your wish, sir, but they insisted that I raise 120 taels to help repair the cottage. And where can I get so much money? That's why I've come to beg your help, sir. Will 120 be enough? You won't need more later?" "I won't need any more." "That's easy then. I'll pay for you." "That's easy. I'll pay it for you. All you have to do is write an application to enter the college, promising to contribute towards the repairs and bring it here. You can take it to the college for him, third brother. You can get the silver here." "I'm busy today," said Siang to the doctor. "I'll go with you tomorrow." Having expressed his thanks, Chang Chun-min left. The next moment, Whiskers Wang came flying in. "Magistrate Wang has come to call," he announced. "He's at the gate and has left his chair." Tu and Siang went out to meet him. The magistrate was wearing a gauze cap and had the clothes of a private citizen. He came in and bowed. "I have long wished to make your acquaintance, sir, but lacked the opportunity," he said. "It is exceedingly good of you to put me up in your distinguished residence during my present difficulties. I feel ashamed to trespass on your hospitality. I have therefore come to express my thanks before profiting more fully by your instructions. It is lucky, my friend, Siang is here too. A trifle like this is beneath your honour's notice, replied Tu. Since my poor house is empty, I hope he will move in at your earliest convenience. I came here to ask my friend to call with me on my patron, said Siang. I little thought my patron would honour us first with a visit. Don't mention it, said the magistrate. He bowed his way to his chair, then left. Tu Shao-ching kept Siang and gave him 120 taels to settle Mr. Chiang's business the following day, and Siang took the silver home with him. The next day, Magistrate Wang moved in, and the day after that, Chang Chun Min gave a feast in Tu's house, to which Siang and Ting He Si were also invited. It's time for you to speak up, said Whiskers Wang to Ting He Si in private. According to my calculations, he'll soon reach the end of that silver, and if anyone else comes to ask for money, there'll be none left for you. You must speak this evening. By this time all the guests had arrived, and the feast was laid in the library by the hall. The four of them went to the table, but before taking a seat, Chang Chun-min offered a cup of wine to Tu Shao-ching to express his gratitude, then filled another cup and bowed his thanks to Siang. During the meal they chatted at random. Then Ting He Si addressed Tu. I have been here for half a year, sir, and seen you spend money like water, he said. Even the tailor carried handfuls of silver away. But in my 7 or 8 months here, I've had nothing but a little meat and wine. Not a copper have I seen. Why should I carry on with this thankless job, getting nothing for my pains? I'd better wipe my eyes and go somewhere else to weep. I'll take my leave of you tomorrow. Why didn't you mention this earlier, Mr. Pao, said Tu. How could I know you had this on your mind? You should have spoken out. Ting He Si hastily filled a cup and passed it to him. My father and I both made a living by managing an opera company, he said. Unhappily, my father died, and instead of proving a credit to my old man, I lost my capital. I have an old mother, yet I can't support her. I am the most miserable of men, unless the young master will give me some capital to take home so that I can provide for my mother. How admirable that an actor should show such filial piety, exclaimed Tu. Of course I'll help you. Ting He Si stood up. Thank you, sir, for your goodness, he said. Sit down, replied Tu. How much money do you need? Ting He Si glanced at Whiskers Wang, who was standing at the foot of the table, and the steward stepped forward. You'll need a good deal of silver, Mr. Pao, he said. It'll cost you 500 or 600 taels. It'll cost you 500 to 600 taels, I think, to get together a company and buy costumes. The young master doesn't have so much here. All he can do is give you a few dozen taels to take back across the river, and you can make a start with that. A few dozen taels is not enough, said Tu. I'll give you a few hundred taels to start training a company. When that's finished, you can come back again. Ting He Si knelt down and thanked him. I would have done more for you before letting you go, said Tu, stopping him. But Mr. Lau is seriously ill, and I have to be ready for any emergency. Siang and Chang praised Tu's generosity, and soon the party broke up. Mr. Lau's illness was becoming daily more serious. My friend, he said one day, when Tu was sitting at his bedside. I hoped I might recover, but now it doesn't look as if I shall, and I want you to send me home. I have not been able to do all I should for you, uncle, said Tu. How can you speak of going home? Don't be foolish. I have sons and grandsons, and though I have spent my life away from home, it's natural now to want to go home to die. No one's going to accuse you of turning me out. In that case, I won't keep you, said Tu with tears in his eyes. I prepared your coffin, uncle, but now you won't be needing it, and it's not easy to take. So I'll give you a few dozen taels instead, with which to buy another. The clothes and bedding are all ready, and you can take them with you. I'll take the coffin and clothes, but don't give any more silver to my sons and grandsons. I want to leave within the next 3 days, and since I can't sit up, I'll have to be carried in a litter. Tomorrow go to your father's shrine and inform his spirit that Mr. Lau wishes to take his leave and go home. I have been with your family for 30 years. As one of your worthy father's closest friends, and since his death your treatment of me has left nothing to be desired. Your conduct and learning are unparalleled, and your son in particular is a boy of extraordinary promise. You must bring him up to be an honest man. You are not a good manager, however, and don't make the right friends, so you will soon come to the end of your property. I like to see you acting in such a just and generous manner, But you must consider with whom you are dealing. The way you are going on, all your money is being tricked out of you by people who will never repay your kindness. And while we say charity expects no rewards, you should distinguish between those who deserve help and those who don't. The third Mr. Seong and Chang Chun men, of whom you see so much, are unscrupulous characters. And recently this Pao Ting He See has joined them. There are no good men among players, yet you want to be his patron. As for your steward, Whiskers Wang, he's even worse. Money is of small account, and after I'm dead, your son must imitate your noble father in everything. If you have virtue, it doesn't matter even if you go hungry. Your closest friend is your cousin Shen Ching. But though Shen Ching is brilliant, you can't trust him too far. Imitate your worthy father, and you won't go wrong. Since you set no store by officials or by your own family, there is no place for you. Nanking is a great metropolis, and there you may find many friends to appreciate your talent and be able to achieve something. What's left of your property won't last long. If you take my advice, I shall die happy." "I shall remember all your excellent advice, uncle," replied Tu with tears in his eyes. He went out immediately and ordered his men to hire 4 bearers to carry Mr. Lau to Tao Hong by way of Nanking, then gave Mr. Lau's son over 100 taels to take home for his father's funeral. On the 3rd day he saw Mr. Lau off on his journey. But to know what followed, you must read the next chapter.